All right, everybody, welcome to Beal or No Beal. Give it up. Live studio audience. Even if you're driving.
Then why would you be driving and watching this? Do not drive and watch this, please.
Even if you're driving, give it up.
No,
Game
do not. Do
show.
not.
This is a game show where we strike a deal with an NBA team
Yes, sir.
for where we want Bradley Beal to go to.
Mm,
We have 7 NBA teams. 7 suitcases.
7 suitcases.
With
Bradley
Beal
Beal
or
is
no
rumored.
Beal.
He's rumored to have. He's rumored to be getting a buyout soon, and he has a big decision to make to where
Does.
he goes next. So he's
We have
gonna we're
7
gonna play
suitcases.
Beal or No Beal.
We're playing Beal or No Beal. We have 7 suitcases.
Yep.
We're each going to pick a suitcase, a number. That suitcase is going to have a team. And we're going to discuss whether or not it's Beal or No Beal for that team.
Going Beal. Yeah.
Kwab, are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I want you to take a look up on that stage. Give me another suitcase.
I'm gonna go for 11.
11. Suitcase 11 is the Miami Heat, Kwab.
Oh, the Heat.
Or No Beal.
I mean, I think before this Norman Powell trade, I would have said Beal.
Mm.
Now I'm leaning towards No Beal right now.
Why? Why is that?
I don't know if he wants to go to another situation. I don't know what would be his fit, right? Because I feel like Norman Powell is going there to start next to Wiggins, next to Tyler Hero, Bam, and and maybe Ware.
Yeah.
So where does that leave Beal? Like, is Beal? Are they? If he was to consider signing there, are they gonna tell him, "Hey, you're coming here to start, and we're gonna put Norman Powell off the bench"? Because
Norm's always come off the bench for the most part in his career.
until last year, where he had like a career year, and I don't know if he wants to. He might want to, but I don't know if he wants to. And Beal last year, when the Suns made the move of bringing him off the bench, he wasn't necessarily happy about that. So Miami has always been rumored as a Beal landing spot, but right now I'm feeling like it's No Beal. It's No Beal.
I'm going to say No Beal as well, Howie. No Beal.
No Beal.
No Beal. For the same reasons as you. I think Bradley Beal at this point, he's going to be paid by the Suns and whatever team, decides to pick him up. So he can sign literally if he wanted to for the vet minimum. I'm not saying he's going to do that, but he can. He has the power right now to pick a team and saying, if I hop on this team, I can win an NBA championship. And no offense to Miami Heat fans out there, I don't think that's the Miami Heat, even with a weak East. I do think he can fit there. They did lose Jimmy Butler. They could use another wing scorer, maybe next to Tyler Hero. Bam Adebayo still, to me, one of the better big men in the league. But I don't think Bradley Beal really moves the needle at all there. I think he goes there. I think he can put up numbers, like Bradley Beal does. But I don't think he really finds any significance in the league. Bradley Beal went to the Suns. That whole thing happened because the Suns were building a super team to win an NBA championship. And I think Bradley's looking to kind of fix his reputation. Now, I don't know him. I could be wrong. This is just speculation.
Yeah.
But I don't think he can do that in Miami. So I'm going to say No Beal.
No Beal. No Beal.
All right, Kwab. Look at that stage. Another suitcase.
I'm going to say 4.
Number 4, the San Antonio Spurs, Kwab.
Spurs.
Beal
Ooh.
or No Beal?
I'm going to say No Beal.
Mm.
Because I don't know if he fits in what the Spurs are trying to do. I think more so, I don't know if the Spurs would be interested in him because the Spurs just drafted Harper. They still have Castle. It feels like they're pretty much set in the backcourt. Like also they just traded for Fox.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was trying to think. I'm like, who did they just traded for Fox? They have Castle. Just drafted Harper. Vassell is still there. I don't necessarily see him as a fit there. I don't think the Spurs would be interested. I don't think he would be interested in going there.
I'm going to say No Beal as well. I don't think he fits there.
Yeah.
I don't think he fits the timeline, even though the Spurs have made a conscious effort to get better and to fast forward the timeline. I still don't think Bradley Beal's the type of player that organization wants. To me, Bradley Beal should go to a team where it's like he is the missing piece. If we add Bradley Beal, he takes us from here to here to contenders. And I don't think Bradley Beal does that. I don't think he wants to be in a crowded backcourt, with a Harper or a Castle, even a Fox. That is a young team that has a lot of assets, a lot of young assets that the Spurs are trying to develop. I don't think there's really much mutual interest here, but if you look, read some articles, I was reading Bleacher Report, they think it's a possibility. I don't really see it there. And if I'm Bradley, that's not where I want to go right now. I don't want to go to a young team that's finding themselves, that's going to be learning how to win within the next few years. I want to go to a team that's winning a championship. So right now, no Beal, San Antonio Spurs. All right, Kwab. Pick your next suitcase.
I got to check out these suitcases.
I know there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. We're going to go 27.
27! It's the Los Angeles Lakers, Kwab. Beal or no Beal?
Now, I want to say no Beal.
Okay.
But again, I think Laker fans could argue like Bradley Beal could easily fit there and would be a nice piece in helping them like reach their goals, especially after I know some of them there are some fans that are very high on Ayton being the missing piece move. We feel like he's a solid move. We don't know if it moves the needle for them, obviously, especially after losing DFS. The problem with the Lakers that we see now, it's not necessarily offense. It's like what they need, wing stoppers. They need people like who's your lockdown defender? Jared Vanderbilt? Apart from that, who do we look on that roster and be like, yeah, he's gonna be somebody that can stop somebody? And yeah, Bradley Beal is a great offensive player, but doesn't necessarily have the reputation as a two-way player. And it's already a team when you look at that roster with Luka, Austin, LeBron, like Ruri, and then Ayton as your starting lineup. Like, I don't know how Bradley Beal fits in there. So for now, I'll say no Beal when it comes to the Lakers.
I would say no Beal as well, because if I'm Bradley Beal and I'm signing with the Lakers, I don't know if I can expect to start and play that big of a role. Now, of course, you're Bradley Beal. You're going to get playing time.
Yeah.
But I would rather start Austin Reeves. I would. If I'm a Laker fan, I would rather start Austin Reeves in that lineup. I think he can run the pick and roll. He's another ball handler. I'm not saying Bradley Beal isn't, but Bradley Beal's a different offensive player. He's kind of someone you just give the ball to and say, go cook, right? Yeah. Where Austin Reeves, he can use the pick and roll. They're just different offensive players. And I think Austin Reeves probably fits the mold better of what the Lakers want in the offense. He's also taller, lankier, better defender, in my opinion. So for me, if I'm Bradley Beal, I'm looking at the Lakers, and it might be, appetizing. It might be like, hey, Los Angeles, the Lakers, this is the most storied franchise in the NBA. LeBron James, there could be enough talent by the trade deadline where they can, leapfrog an OKC or Denver to be contenders. It does seem sexy, but if I'm Bradley, I don't know where I fit in. And so for that case, I'm going to say no deal.
No Beal.
No Beal. No Beal, baby.
No Beal. No Beal. No Beal. You got no Beal.
All right, Kwab. Next suitcase.
We're going to go with 59.
59. Number 59 is the Houston Rockets, Kwab.
Ooh.
Beal or no Beal?
No Beal. That's no Beal. I just he would. I mean, he could fit there with being a two guard, that a shooter that can also help them, which is one of the things we talk about. The Houston Rockets didn't have consistent shooting.
Yeah.
Half court offense, and adding KD kind of definitely changes that. So yes, he could fit there. Again, I don't know if they necessarily would want him, especially with what they have right now. But I could be wrong with Rockets fans. Like, I could be wrong. So Rockets fans, if I'm wrong, definitely let me know. I'm more than willing to be wrong about this. But yeah, I don't know if he's looking at the squad right now. I don't know if he would be the right fit there. So I'm just gonna say no Beal when it comes to the Rockets.
It's funny. I saw a tweet. I think it was a tweet, or maybe it was like a clip from a show. But they were saying that how like the Rockets don't have wings, which is dumb to me. But if you go by that theory, Bradley Beal replaces like a Jalen Green, right? Like what he could have been offensively on some level. Someone you can give the ball to, someone who can be that scorer. The Rockets did have a problem last year scoring in the half court. And, Bradley is somebody who can do that. But Bradley's also somebody who played with KD last year and didn't really work out too well.
Yeah. So I don't know. That might be a factor.
That might be a factor. And for as good as an offensive player that Bradley Beal is, I don't know if Ime Udoka would be able to handle him defensively in his defensive lapses that we saw in Phoenix. They're already starting Fred VanVleet at point guard, so I can't imagine a Fred VanVleet, Bradley Beal front court. I just can't see that. And Rockets, man, y'all done enough moves, bro. Like y'all good.
Relax.
Yeah,
y'all won the off season right now. Relax,
everybody, bro.
Yeah, please relax. Come on, man.
So, being that I don't think Bradley would think they need his services, being that I don't think he's that great of a fit, I'm gonna say no Beal.
No Beal.
No Beal, baby. All right. Another suitcase, Kwab. Another suitcase.
We're going to go with 33.
Ooh. 33. Golden State Warriors, Kwab.
GSW.
Beal or no Beal?
No Beal. No Beal. I don't know if that's... you know what? You can convince me. Some of these teams, like even with the Rockets, you can convince me how Bradley Beal could fit on that team, and then you can convince me how Bradley Beal could fit on the Golden State Warriors. But I just don't. I don't know. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't. I don't have like in-depth analysis about it. I just about it.
I'm not gonna give you X's and O's.
I'm not about it. Like,
I just don't like it. I can't see him in the blue and yellow.
Yeah, I just can't see him in the backcourt. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. So
okay.
I don't know. So that I'm gonna say no Beal. I don't. I'm not feeling it.
I'm gonna say no Beal as well. I think having the backcourt of Steph Curry and Bradley Beal sounds fun in theory, but I do think that might be a nightmare backcourt defensively. Not that Curry's bad, 'cause I don't think Curry's a bad defender, but it'd be a small backcourt defensively. Bradley Beal, the split action is not Bradley Beal with the ball in his hands, which I don't know how he would fare with that. All this cutting, all this moving. I think the Warriors do want to get back to their defensive identity a little bit. I just don't think they play the type of offense that Bradley Beal would want to be a part in.
Are we? By the way, apologies to Bradley Beal right now because I feel like we're severely underrating his defense. What we talk about every team. So
here's the thing with Bradley. Bradley's he's a good on the ball defender.
Yes.
He's a good on the ball defender when he's engaged.
Yes.
A lot of times last year in Phoenix, he looked disengaged. But to be fair to Bradley, so did the whole freaking team.
So did the whole team. So that might.
So if I'm making it out that Bradley's a bad defender, my apologies.
Apologies. I also want to apologize because I feel like I've also made out to feel like he's a bad defender. We're not. Right. We don't necessarily saying that, but it's just like you said. There were times he didn't look as engaged.
A lot of times. To be fair, there were games where the Suns were just like, "Are y'all like? Did y'all give up? It's 32 to.
Do y'all care?
32 to 23, the first quarter. Relax." But yeah, you're right. But I say all that to say, still don't think he's a good fit for Golden State.
Yep.
All right, Kwab, we got 2 suitcases left.
Oof.
Give you one right there. Which one do you want?
I'm gonna go with number 13.
13. The Milwaukee Bucks. Beal or no Beal?
I'm gonna say no Beal. I could see him fitting on the Bucks. Obviously, just having another perimeter scorer would greatly help the team. I think they're more in need of a starting point guard, which they can still probably figure that out in the offseason. But I don't know if he fits the team. Also, when he was on the Wizards, he was playing with Kyle Kuzma, and then he decided to leave. So people forget that Kyle Kuzma is still on the Bucks. So the most forgotten Buck right now. Yeah, you can convince me how he would fit on the Bucks, but I don't see it right now. So I'm gonna say no Beal.
I'm gonna hit the button. Beal, baby.
Let's
Give
go.
me a Beal. Listen, I think if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you just bought out Damian Lillard. You have a wide open Eastern Conference this year. We're gonna repeat this all off
Yes.
season. No
All
Halliburton, no Tatum. Dame is gone. You have teams like the Hawks. No disrespect, but the Hawks and Magic, who people are like they could be next. Listen, you still have Giannis. You still
Yes.
have arguably the best player in the Eastern Conference. You upgraded your center position with Miles Turner, who's a better Brook Lopez at this point in his career, in my opinion. Why not go get somebody who can score the basketball for almost the same reason, not exactly the same reason, but almost the same reason why you picked up Dame in the first place? Now, I don't think Bradley Beal is a point guard. I don't think he's somebody who, is going to look for others most of the time. I'm saying he's a ball hog, but he's not your traditional point guard. He's a swing guard. He's a 2. Like, he's a scorer. But at the same time, I do think he fits. I do think the Bucks need somebody who they can give the ball to who's not Giannis, who can go get a bucket. I think offensively he fits exactly what they need. When the Bucks won the title, that was a Chris Middleton. It was a different position, but it was a Chris Middleton. And they got Dame to kind of be the same thing. I know you were thinking about the pick and roll with Giannis, but they didn't do that anyway. You know what I mean? It's not like
at all. Like it was so confusing. Yeah.
So if I'm Bradley Beal and I'm thinking about a team that I can lift from here to here, realistically, in the weaker conference, in a team that I can still play my game, I don't really have to adjust much. Defensively, with Miles Turner, Giannis, like they should be pretty solid defensively around him. To me, that's what I would pick. I would make the deal. I would go to Milwaukee if I was Bradley Beal, personally.
I mean, you make a lot of fine points on that.
Yeah.
Especially with the fact that they need a consistent like scoring option on the perimeter, and like you said before, the East feels so wide open, and you still have Giannis, who's always going to be an MVP candidate every year. So adding Beal could just take him from here to here. So it could be a great option for them. Definitely a great option for them.
All right, Kwab, last suitcase. It's number 247.
247.
Let's open it up. It's the Los Angeles Clippers. All right, Beal or no Beal? Are you just walking away empty-handed? What are you doing here?
Nah, we're gonna Beal it.
We're gonna Beal. It's a Beal, baby.
It's a Beal. The most rumored team that he might end up on. We got the sham notification today.
The ShamWow.
That the Clippers traded Norman Powell to the Heat, and then Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson to Utah. I don't think Kevin Love is happy about that, but and then the Clippers got John Collins, which is very, very, I think is a very interesting pickup for them.
Yeah.
Now that kind of leaves them short of like perimeter ball handlers and somebody kind of to fit the Norman Powell role that they have. They still have Bogey, who they traded for last year from the Hawks. I want to say, right? Yes. Okay. From the Hawks. So who had a couple of moments last year, but they need if they can get somebody from the 2 position, and we're still having James Harden running point, he could slide right in there and help. I think the Clippers have had a very interesting offseason. Like now adding John Collins and also having Brook Lopez. Those are 2 players that would fit or will fit amazing with how James Harden plays in the pick and roll, the pick and pop. Those 2 can be in the front court at the same time because of the way Brook Lopez shoots the ball. Adding Beal, who can score and kind of fit the Norman Powell role in terms of being a 20-point scorer here and there. The games that Kawhi Leonard might game manage and just sit out, he have a more of an option to be number 1 and score more. So I feel like the Clippers could be a perfect fit for Beal.
Yeah, I think he's a good fit there for sure. To piggyback what you said, I co-sign everything you said. I don't know if he is going. That roster's stacked to me, right?
Yeah,
So to me, it's like he's not going to play as big as a role as he would play in Milwaukee. If he's in Milwaukee, he immediately becomes the second most important player on that team, maybe third most important player on that team. With the Clippers, he's another cog, an important one. Don't get me wrong, but you're right. He's basically what Norman Powell was. But the Clippers, they need that. Yeah. And they have, I think he can fit in. I think we mentioned before, he's not a horrible defender. On the ball, he's actually a pretty decent defender. I think he could fit in there. You're going to be surrounded by Kawhi, Chris Dunn, if he's in the game. They have solid defenders there that can help him out off the ball if need be. He needs to be better off the ball. But for the most part, I think the Clippers make almost as much sense as the Bucks in the sense
Mm.
where it's you can go there, you can win a championship, and you can be a part of that championship. Also, no offense to the city of Milwaukee, but Los Angeles is a primetime destination for players to go and live. I think that's pretty appetizing there. So I don't blame you for taking the Beal. I don't. I don't.
Yeah. So now it might be. So it's going to be between Milwaukee, in our opinion, Milwaukee,
Yeah.
or the Clippers. I always say the
That's
crazy.
what we're saying though. We never know.
We never know. I mean, the crazy thing about the NBA is that we might get a ShamWow tomorrow and be like, "Oh, he bought out. He's going to the Utah Jazz." So
Yes.
like,
You can say
anything can
Jazz.
happen. Going to the Utah Jazz. Like that's why I love the NBA, because anything can happen.
Oh
Anything
my
can
God.
happen.
All right, listen, that's gonna do it for Beal or No Beal. Give it up. Even if you're driving.
No, not
driving.
clap if you're driving.
Listen, if you want to follow Dime, you can everywhere at the Dime NBA. I'm Josh Reeves at Josh_Rodriguez_. He's Kwab at Kwab at KAS. We're going to be bringing you more content throughout the season as news pops up. We're not a rumors channel. I want to get that out the way. There are a lot of like off-season rumors, like channels that are kind of like clickbaity. We're not going to do that for the most part. If there's a significant rumor, obviously like Giannis's name is always going to be thrown out there. We just did something with Bradley Beal in a very fun way.
Yeah.
But would love to hear your thoughts on what type of content you want to hear during the offseason, because we do want to provide some content for you. We just don't want to be gossipy, and we don't want to like just throw content at the wall for the sake of throwing content at the wall. All right, like Austin Reeves is not going to get traded to the New York Knicks for McKelbert. Like we're not going to do that. We're just not doing that. So yeah, let us know what content you want below. Comment whether or not if you were Bradley Beal, if you would go to the Bucks or Clippers or another team, what Beal would you make?
What Beal would you make? Yep.
Yeah, and stick around. I mean, Quentin Grimes still hasn't tied into a team, so.
Let it go. Oh my God! We got Summer League coming up.
Yes, and Summer League coming up. We'll be recapping some of those games. Definitely like Cooper's games, Ace's games, for sure. I think we should do recaps for those. All right, well, that's gonna do it. We'll catch you next time for another episode of Beal or No Beal. Peace.